Hey there, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope you guys are having an excellent week so far. Just a couple of announcements. The last shipping day in November will be Monday, November the 25th. That is when I will ship all orders that I receive. It's going to have to be if an order is received by Saturday, I can get it out Monday. Sunday, I need to package my order. So if you guys want something from the shop and you want it before December, it is highly advisable that you get it now because I am not going to the post office next week, which is Thanksgiving week. And then I am at my sister's house from December the 2nd through the 18th. I'm still really uncertain as to what I'm going to do there, whether I'm going to make journals or not make journals. So because of my uncertainty, if you want something from the shop for Christmas, then it's advisable to go ahead and get something. Because like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do. These journals, you know, it's not like I can't just pull stuff together. You know, I have files and boxes and fabrics, and you just can't take all that stuff with you when you travel somewhere. Anyway, so just that little announcement. Last shipping day is Friday, November the 25th. That's not right. Monday the 25th. Ugh. Monday the 25th. I've got 3 new things to go in the shop today, you guys. Miss T from Down Under sent me fabric swatches. I think they're so super cool, and I loved every single one of them, and I thought, well, you know, that would be fun to just do 3 kind of not themed journals, but they all have kind of the same look about them, right? The same aesthetic. These are 5x7 journals. We will go through and measure the spines, so let's just kind of get started with these. Such a pleasure to play with these. Such a pleasure to have that sweet focal image on fabric. So thanks, Miss T. You can see that I love everything that you sent. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a journal that we're going to call Butterfly Dream. It is constructed with the layered jelly roll method that I've been doing for my books, and it turned out really well. I love jelly rolls. Okay, now I'm new to the whole jelly roll and how you use it thing, so I don't know how people typically use a jelly roll, and would love it if you guys would kind of chime in and let me know how you use that kind of wonderful fabric. The spines on these are, of course, the beaded spine. This one has a little bit of a jade color bead, a teardrop bead, which I just thought was really, really pretty. All right, let's take a look. The closure on it is a Tim Holtz brad that says 31, which, you know, that's cool because that means like the end of the year, you know, coming up the end of the year. Actually, the end of a decade. You know, speaking of decades, I started the morning off with coffee and breakfast, and Chris was watching the shenanigans from the Capitol, and it was like, oh my goodness. What was funny about that, there's probably nothing funny about it. That's not what I meant. But I saw 2 things that, you know, as a journaler just really intrigued me. One was the passing out of those binders, right? So everybody on this, whatever it is, impeachment committee or whatever, they get these binders, and I was like, ooh, wonder what's in there. Just the, you know, anytime I see a book or a book-ish thing. It just really intrigues me. Do you guys remember the series, oh man, Grimm? Remember Grimm and the auntie's caravan, and she had all these, old leather books and old sketchbooks. It was just, anytime I see books, I'm just super interested in things like that. This is a full-size pattern pocket. And this is, what did they call this? This was Laura Ashley. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It does have in the pocket pattern paper and pattern instructions, pattern instructions are here. I also, when I was going through my ribbons to do my hairy paper clips, I was running out of ribbon. And it was like, that's just such a cool little thing, the spool, the top of the spool. And I thought, well, I can use that in my journals. It's got different font, different writing, different language on it. I loved it. So you'll be seeing that. Of course, we have some tooled leather, just in case you want to experiment with making a traveler's notebook. Pretty papers, different papers, because when I do 3 journals, then I like to have a different offering, right? So I do 3 that might have the same kinds of things in it, and then I'll switch things up to do the next 3 journals. And really the batching by 3s is working for me. I like working like that. This is a piece that someone sent me a long time ago. Really love it. I think it's quite beautiful. There are some Japanese anime sheets in here. Vintage books. And then you have fabric. And I also wanted to remind you guys about anytime that you have a color block like this, you can make those super cool flowers, just cut flowers, pattern flowers. And they really add so much to anything that you're doing. Going back to this morning and the binders, I also saw a scrunchie in somebody's hair. I had heard that scrunchies were in, but it was like I had not seen one, and I was really shocked. I mean, like, it was a scrunchie, y'all. It was like one of the white ones. Got a little bit of coffee filter in here for you. This is from a book, I think it was 1983, but I love the advertisement for George Washington's Sterling Camp cups. They're very cool. And this, of course, is a little flip out for you. These are whole pages, right? Because I like for you to have lots and lots of things to play with. Sprayed pieces here, sprayed pieces here. Remember, you can activate these with just a little bit of water. So the scrunchie, yeah. That took me back. Okay, so let's talk about the 90s. In the late 80s and early 90s, I was in a cover band. And we did Pat Benatar and we did Heart. It was basically, I was the female lead singer for this band. And I so distinctly remember scrunchies and how people dressed in the 90s, because in addition to doing like Pat Benatar stuff, I dressed like Pat Benatar. Isn't that funny? It's hilarious to me to think about that now. But my children will go, do you remember when you had a mohawk? Do you remember when your head was shaved on 2 sides? It's like, yes, I do. Cannot believe that. Anyway, so, it kind of made me, that scrunchie just, it was a retrieval cue into all the fashion, all the music, all the hairstyles, all the accessories, just the whole thing. I'm just reliving the 90s. And I was interested to learn that there's this thing called a nostalgia pendulum. Okay, so every 20 to 30 years, we revisit an old-fashioned trend. And right now, y'all, it's the 90s, you know, complete with those waist-high, you know, pants and belts and looking like Madonna. And it's a thing, y'all. It was very shocking. But I had not seen evidence of it because, you know, I don't go out and I don't go to the mall and I don't see people. But the parent, I mean, it's a thing. Young girls are doing it. And I have seen some young girls, you know, on Facebook posting pictures, and it's like I have to do a double take. I'm like, is that a current photo, or you weren't even born in the 90s, but you're dressing like the 90s? It's very interesting. I am not a fashionista, but I gravitate to a fashion that's called Mori Girl. If you're looking for something to explore Mori Girl. M-O-R-I Girl, G-I-R-L. It's a fashion trend originating in Japan. The word Mori in Japanese means forest. It's beautiful, you guys. It's not 90s at all. It's really beautiful fabrics, and it's a beautiful lifestyle, and it's a beautiful trend. Though I don't think that Mori Girl could actually be a trend because it's been around for a very long time. Let's measure the spine on our par avion. She's got a big fat spine, you guys. It's 2 3/4. The beading is basically green, and it just turned out really, really well. I know this is a big fat spine, and I think that big spines are intriguing in a lot of ways. So, par avion, the closure is a deer. You might say, well, that's very Christmassy. Not really. You know, deer are everywhere, especially, I mean, like in Virginia, we have to be very careful driving because they just dart out in front of you. And it's not uncommon to see like a deer carcass on the side of the, or more than one or two or 4 or 5. They'll just dart out in front of you, and, you know, you'll hit them. You have to be very, very careful driving, especially at night. I have little mini books here for you. We have some sprayed art trading cards, a little bit of gauzy ribbon. Of course, these photos, you guys, if you saw my magazine haul yesterday from the library, you'll recognize this is that awesome seashell encyclopedia that I got that I love. Man, it is beautiful. You'll see these images from the magazines that I showed you yesterday that I got in my little magazine haul from our library. Look at that. And this is a whole sheet, so you can identify the seashells that you see here. This was an Eileen's synonym antonym book. So I just stamped some images on that paper. I'm sorry, my throat is getting really sore. It's been a bit chilly here today, but not really bad because it was like 52 degrees, which is not bad at all. Another pattern envelope, this time featuring clowns. I'm kind of scared of clowns. They remind me of marionettes, and terrified of marionettes. Dolls in general. More text. You know, anytime you're looking through these books, it should be interesting reading. It should be inspiring. It should, you know, you should have visual and word cues, retrieval cues. I read about retrieval cues this afternoon. So you see an image and it takes you back. Now, you know, whether that's a pleasant reminder of the past or an unpleasant reminder of the past, it's interesting that an image, a word, something tangible can just make you retrieve a memory. It's very interesting. It's a new, look at that. I love my elephant stamp. The perfect day begins. A great little place for you to journal right here. This was cute because this was about Southern baby names. We got Betty Lou, Billie Jean over here. Really cute. Encyclopedia images. Lots of papers to play with, seashells. Mori Girl. We were talking about Mori Girl, and so Mori in Japanese means forest, and it's just, you guys look it up. It's very flowing. It's very subtle. You know, earth tones, loose dresses, vintage fabrics, and the things that Mori girls like to do is they like to read a lot, they love nature, and they love journaling. So yeah, I mean, if I had like $100 and I knew that it would look really good on me, I would do the whole Mori Girl thing. But the only person who would appreciate that is Chris, because I'm not going to go out and that kind of thing, though it's very intriguing. It's very beautiful. This is from the Happiness magazine that I love so much, that we have used here. We've got some Japanese writing for you. Oddly, we're talking about Mori Girl aesthetic. Lovely images for you to collage with. Remember, we also have the elements that you will find in these books that are kind of put together with a paper clip, and those are collage elements. I have curated collage elements for you in these books. The Iroquois Arithmetic book. 1947 Red Cross Nursing Manual, a coffee filter. This was just a picture from a magazine that I just loved. All kinds of things for you to play with, ribbons, papers, mini books, tags. Don't they all look so smart? Okay, so there we go with Par Avion. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. The last book that I have going in the shop today says family. It says BW Pear Cottage. Isn't that cute? The spine is cracked glass beads. I did put a little charm on here because she just wanted to be in here. And it's a heart that has wings on it. A winged heart. The closure is a flower. But first, coffee. Of course. I love these little macaroon papers. I thought that they were so very cool. And we've got stamped images up here for you. A little mini book. There's a tag right here. Sprayed papers for you. This is a great little book if you are traveling and just want a little travel journal. You can sit in a hotel room and play with the images. You can, it's a great little collection journal if you're traveling somewhere and you go out and you bring, you know, business cards or brochures or whatever back with you. Remember that you have 8 pockets and you can stick things in the pockets. It's a wonderful collection journal for you guys to have fun with. I love these nature images. I think they're so pretty. Look at those seashells, are amazing. Just think about that. I mean, that took a lot of time to create all those seashells. You know, you think about the universe and it's just mind-blowing, the creativity that is so inherent in the universe. A 19th century engraving depicts the Astor Place riot of 1849, which was precipitated by a feud between the actors Edwin Forrest and William McCready. I didn't know anything about that. I love this light fixture here. How to paint a clapboard house. Of course, any sort of food is a visual cue. My mom was telling me that she always says, what are you going to have for supper? And, you know, I tell her what I'm going to have for supper. And then she says, no. I ask her what she's going to have for supper. And my daddy made peppers and sausage. And it's one of her favorite things. And it was always requested when, you know, our family have family dinners. And I tell you, I can smell it and I can taste it right now. It's one of my favorite things, and I'm not a sausage eater, so I really, really, really like it. I love these images, just, you know, pretty. And we've got Buddha here. These are M&Ms that are shaped like fall leaves. More Buddha imagery here, some coffee imagery. Seashells. I love these little owls. We saw our groundhog today. Chris was burning sticks yesterday in the burn barrel, and apparently he wanted to come out today and see what was going on. He lives under our garden shed. He is so much fun to watch. He is so big. And my farmer friend says, he's going to eat your stuff. Well, he does, but he's eating, he's eating the tomatoes, the green tomatoes that were left on the vine, which is kind of funny. But he likes them. Better than them going to waste, right? Just so much to play with, you guys. I really love to stuff these journals full of beautiful images, beautiful words, art trading cards, art trading coin blanks. Everything is just so stuffed. This is Tsar Nicholas and his family. I've also added some of these metal pieces. This is from the 1885 ledger. It's like a little scrap piece of paper. The Iroquois arithmetic book, Gandhi from an encyclopedia. So whether you use the book as a collection journal, whether you use it as a writing journal, whether you take the items in the journal and use them as prompts, whether you unload everything in the journal and reload it again. Remember also, you can work with one signature at a time, right? The books are designed that you can lift out a signature and just take a whole signature with you. If you're traveling, you don't have to take a whole book. Anything that really does enhance your creativity is such a wonderful and fun thing to have. And it's in book form, which is super cool. You can flip through it, but you can also just put it on your desk as an inspiration piece. Maybe you're looking for just one little thing to finish up an art trading card, art trading coin, or a mixed media piece, and you have lots and lots to choose from here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Now everybody go get your scrunchie and your 90s clothes. If you've got any of those in your closet, go ahead and get them out and put them online, because everything old is new again. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. Talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.